Usher, Burn, NCCU AudioNet. Got my guest co-host Xavier Kelly in the building. How you doing, ZK?
I'm doing great, aka ZK.
All right, let's get into this the top report. Let's go.
Well, ZK checking in. Mr. NAACP.
Fan me off, I'm hot, hot, hot like stolen Chanel. Lock me up in jail.
From pop culture to news at NCCU, this is the Hot Report
Let's get it.
on What's Hot.
All right, so what we got in pop culture, ZK?
Diddy's Miami and Los Angeles homes raided by federal agents. According to TMZ, law enforcement sources say agents working for Homeland Security are reportedly raiding Diddy's properties in Los Angeles and Miami. Reports state there are helicopters overhead and local law enforcement is also present. Authorities are on the property, walking through the house with guns drawn, and people are being questioned in front of the house.
Search warrant activities at both of Combs' homes are related to an ongoing sex trafficking investigation. However, now agents with Homeland Security raided two homes belonging to Combs, one here in Miami Beach, the other in Los Angeles. And late tonight, we saw agents walking out of this house carrying a cardboard box as well as several bags from the second story of the property out here. Now, agents in Los Angeles could be seen walking around Combs' house there and could be seen taking notes on a table there. And a neighbor tells me that about 30 to 40 law enforcement officers showed up to the house out here and carried out this search warrant.
You know, Diddy, sometimes Diddy, I don't know what's wrong with this dude, but, innocent until proven guilty. I know there's still details to be developed, there's still details being brought out about this story, but to have your house raided, and, I saw his son in handcuffs, everybody was in there that was in handcuffs, and, I don't know, I don't know what to say about this. I think we just let everything play out, but, like Cat Williams said, P. Diddy liked the party. You got to tell him no.
No Diddy.
Yo.
Could this be the fall? Could this be the fall, Bad Boys?
I don't know.
Could this be the fall?
Yeah. But I'm gonna let this play out before I comment anymore about that. All right, what's else in the Hot Report?
Also in the Hot Report, Quiet on Set documentary recap. Everyone is talking about the documentary Quiet on Set, which delves into accusations against the once celebrated Nickelodeon figure Dan Schneider. The documentary also shares the names of multiple child predators who were on set.
In 2005, there was another case. Izell Channel, a worker at the Nickelodeon lot in Burbank, he brought a child to the lot, a boy, and was convicted of abusing that child on the lot. He actually had prior convictions as a sex offender, and Nickelodeon didn't catch it. Jason Michael Handy, Brian Peck, and then Izell Channel. These are three predators who worked at Nickelodeon.
This is so disgusting. This is so disgusting. It's the fact that was allowed in under Nickelodeon's watch. I really feel bad that happened, and that one of them had was a sex offender and was still allowed to work around children on a television set.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. It's really disgusting and bothersome. But there's more details to the story. Go ahead, ZK.
In the documentary, Drake Bell, who we may know from the show Drake and Josh, spoke about how he was sexually abused by his dialogue coach, Brian Peck.
I was sleeping on the couch where I would usually sleep, and I woke up to him, and he was sexually assaulting me. I froze and was in complete shock and had no idea what to do or how to react. I had no idea how to get out of the situation. What am I gonna call my mom and be like, hey, this just happened, can you come pick me up? I'll just sit here and wait. I had no car, I didn't drive. I was 15 at this time. I really don't know how to elaborate on that on camera, really.
Major props to Drake for, first of all, coming out and telling his story, because that takes a lot of guts. That's number one. And number two, major props to all the other people who came out to tell their story and tell their side of the story, because that's a lot. And especially when you got other people who are, you know, bigger than you, and for him to go through that as a child, only 15 years old, and you know, it's just so disgusting.
Takes a lot of guts.
A lot of guts. It takes a lot of guts. Yeah. What's your take on the CK?
I just feel if something happened. It's happening to you behind closed doors. You still have to come forward.
Yeah.
Get it out, man. You know, it's gonna eat you up eventually over time.
Yeah, that trauma.
It's going to.
Yeah. All right. What else? We got details about this story.
After the documentary was released, Dan Schneider apologized for his actions in a recent interview.
Watching over the past 2 nights was very difficult. Me facing my past behaviors, some of which are embarrassing and that I regret. And I definitely owe some people a pretty strong apology.
At least he's taking accountability. That's number one. But at the same time, you're taking accountability, but your accountability doesn't change the fact of these kids' traumas.
A little too late.
Yeah, it's a little too late for that. But at the same time, and this is so funny, you see how all these his old shows are on these streaming platforms, on Hulu, Netflix. He's still getting paid for that because he's the creators of this show. You see his name in those graphics. So at the same time, he's taking all this bashing and stuff, but at the same time, he's still getting a check. He's still because they're making spin-offs of his shows that he created, and he needs to get paid for that because he created those shows. So, but I guarantee you, and I want to make this point. I've been wanting to make this point after seeing this documentary. You think if Dan Snyder was black, this would have happened? He would be under the jail. That's the thing. He will be under the jail. If he was black, he would be in jail, under the jail. And for him to disrespect women in the writer's room, for him to allow these things to happen to these kids under his watch, it's unacceptable. And it's really bothersome. Now even watching the old the shows, we didn't get it as kids, you know, watching, because I know, well, ZK, you're a little older than me, but we still grew up watching Drake and Josh, iCarly, Zoe 101, what else? All these other shows.
Cat Dog.
Yeah, Cat Dog. Yeah. And, you know, and we didn't think none of the Victorious. We didn't think about none of these weird, you know, implications of porn.
Hey, Arnold.
Yes. It's just like, it's so disgusting and bothersome. It is really, you know, I'm in the devil.
Just knowing this stuff is going on behind, like this stuff is going on behind closed doors, is insane.
It's disgusting. All right, what else have we got in the hot report?
Former North Carolina Central employee pleads guilty to embezzlement, faces 3 to 5 years in prison. Kenya Ward, who is at the center of embezzlement scheme at North Carolina Central University, has pleaded guilty. Court records show Ward admitted to stealing nearly $1 million of state money between January 2018 and April 2021.
Prosecutors say between January of 2018 and April of 2021, Ward embezzled nearly $1 million from NC Central. Court records list her as a business and technology application analyst and Eagle Card office manager. Ward is the only person charged by law enforcement, but the consequences of the embezzlement enterprise extended further. NC Central tells me 5 employees were terminated in 2021, writing in a statement, quote, "The reputational damage sustained, the additional analysis to ensure student accounts were unaffected, and the domino effect of terminating an entire employment unit was numbing." Listen, first of all, that's number one. Thank God they caught the lady. That's number one. Number two, I hate when and that was WRAL with the report. Thank you, WRAL. I hate when, you know, the media's calls NCCU NC Central. It makes us sound like a PWI, but I digress. But anyways,
exactly.
Yeah, but it's the fact that what was the point of this? Over $1 million. That's the thing. What was the point of this? Did she think that she was not going to get caught? And I just want to know her motive.
My thing on all I'm gonna say on this is everything done in the light. I mean, everything done in the dark comes to light.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and accountability and serving. She should get as much. I know it's Women's History Month and stuff, but still, accountability goes both ways. Doesn't matter gender, identity, or race or anything. definitely deserved as much time as she did. You know, took money from the institution, HBCU at that. That's number one. And well, we're already underfunded in the first place. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, give as much time. Throw the book at her. Over $1 million. Definitely throw the book at her. But and that was the hot report. Good job, ZK. Coming up at the top of the hour, we got you covered with the hot mix of the day. And on the other side of the at the top of the hour at 3 o'clock, we're gonna have Miss Taisha Troy coming in, and Christian Miguel Coleman coming in as well. So we got jam packed second hour of the show. Make sure you tune in to that. It's What's Hot with Shemai Cook. Stay tuned.
You're listening to What's Hot on NCCU AudioNet.
Oh, what you cooking?